Good morning. It's Mike at City Expediter. We have a new software version for the same software that includes the web ordering component, and we thought we give you a warning that we're going to switch. We're doing it in such a way as to have zero or very minimal impact to you, but that's why we're doing this, so there won't even be any surprises. The new login page looks like what you're seeing. However, what you should consider is if when you get the email, we're on the new version, you can't get in, there's some kind of error. Backtrack to City Expediter if you do not start from here normally, because if you save the login one or two, it might cause a problem, even though we are using the same IP addresses. There's cached data, MAC addresses, ARP. If you're IT knowledgeable, you know what I'm talking about. It could cause a potential problem. So simply go back to City Expediter and hit login 1 or login 2, and that should bring you to the new version. Any problem, of course, you call us, but we do not anticipate problems. Not serious ones anyway. Here you go. I'm going to use a account. That's for testing purposes. And what you're going to see is the same splash screen in a different dialog box, but the same information. And this is what the order looks like. Your address book will be carried over. Let's say somewhere you went, it'll just populate as you begin to type it. If it's a new address, same way you would save it here, and it would be in your address book. I'll show you at some point how to get into the address book. But it's more or less the same as it is now. Now, a key difference is in choosing the type of shipment. The vehicle type is mostly ignored, but it is good to take a second to put it in, but you'll see why it's not critical. Reference field is the same, insurance is the same. If you chose insurance, of course, you'd put the value. The biggest difference is in the total weight here. Okay, I wish it was further down, but it's there. This is the instructions, same as before. You could put your fragile, do not leave in mailroom, whatever, specific to an order that you think we should know. But the difference in picking the type of box is, or type of package rather, is you now choose it and it has a weight attached to it. We do not need precise weights. A banker's box is generally something needs to go vehicle with hand truck. So that's 10-pound criteria. So we've put 10 pounds in there. If you know that it's 13 and you want to be precise, well, that looks like the hard way to do it. I would just do this. You can change it. All right. But if it's close to 10, that's all we need to know. We need a hand truck. So you could have just left it, even though it's a 13-pound box, wouldn't make much difference. If you want to be precise, by all means, put it in. These are the dimensions on average for a type of package. In this case, those are the dimensions for a banker's box. And of course, if you wanted to put two, no problem. You'll get each line, so you can be precise. It's a little overkill in precision, I think, but more is better. So you would hit next when your order is ready. And here's why you don't have to choose van. If you need a van, here's where you're going to tell us, and this is the key part. You want a regular van, you choose regular van. We know it's a van, even if you wrote, or I should say, you did not change it from messenger at the spot, the prior spot, okay, meaning up here, just so there's no confusion. Had I left this as messenger, you would get a warning, but it would not stop the order, and it would not confuse us because you're going to say, I need a van here. So you continue, and you get a detail, which is just a sort of a summary. It's telling us that we should have chose messenger. Additional charges may apply because it's a motor job. It's two Bankers boxes at 13 pounds. That's 20. Not one is we didn't change, so it's 10 and 13. So the weight is accurate. And let's say this is all good now. We can just complete it, and you still get the waybill. The waybill is a bit of a legacy thing. I believe clients would use this, print it up, and have our courier sign it, and they would hold it as a receipt that a package was picked up. But it's there if anyone wishes to use it. I don't believe it's used at all these days. If you had 20 Bankers boxes, you should label each box because a Bankers box looks like a Bankers box, right? This makes it easy for you to print labels. You would just make 10 copies, hit print, and then you've got 10 copies to affix to your shipment. The other thing on this section that's important is the return. If you have a round trip, this will simply do it for you in one click, and you can change anything specific like the time. By the way, on the new order, I believe there it's not a 24-hour format anymore. I believe it's, yes, AM or PM. So 1 PM is no longer 1300, it's 1 PM. All right, now order tracking is where you can see the order we just placed to CBS. You can see the status. You can actually look at it here. The status is also here. Um, had it been dispatched, this would, of course, move to dispatched and to picked up and to delivered. You can opt in to get arrived at pickup and arrived at delivery and then delivery, which is the difference between when we get to the building and when we leave the building. But I think it's more than you need to know, but you can request that. Now, an interesting thing is you can opt in for an alert that is called a order creation alert. It's not just the delivery alert. I didn't mean to do that. I was using two browsers before. And let me show you. This is the order we just placed. Now, the reason I call this to your attention, if you get your email on your phone, which most people do, you can track the order by phone. Okay, you can look here. It's going to tell you the current status, and if you want to, see 20 minutes on, if it's picked up delivery, you just hit the track my order button. It does refresh, as you can see, and so if you're out at lunch, you're worried about that package, that's sort of cool there. Okay, so let's see. Shipment tracking. That's the actual order. Let's go back to here. And I'll show you that there is now a dashboard if you're interested in summaries or you're outsourced and you have to report to a law firm, etc. Gives you how many orders in progress. It gives you spend somewhere. Gives you what's currently going on. Your address book is still here. If you click the save button, when you enter an address for the first time, it'll be here. If you want to manually put addresses in, you can do it. You can edit them. You can trash them. Yeah, that's contacts, where you can add more contacts to an address. Invoices are still here. Every invoice you ever had will be here. They can be viewed right in the browser if you have the extension, or of course, they also download. As you can see, it downloaded as a PDF and it's letting you view it in the browser. Okay, so I like that as well. And that's just the main features. We're going to get a little bit more polished and more inclusive version of this, but I thought you should see it. Fast recap. Um, do not worry about the weight here. In fact, I don't even think it's editable, except here. So if you had an envelope, okay, let's see what that does. 1 pound. Okay, that makes sense. And there you go. And you can change the weight. You can change the dimensions here. If you have any issues with this, because there are back office configuration settings, and we're going to try to get it right but if we miss something and you can't change the weight, you simply need to tell us. And that means it's likely misconfigured. But we took a lot of time doing this and we expect to get everything right. Okay, again, you can't reverse the order here, but when you're making it, you hit the round trip button. All right, you can still override material here, I'm quite sure. Let's see if we wanted to, whoops, pick up at Estee Lauder. Yeah, so that's how you would do it. You would just overwrite it. But unfortunately, I see it took that out, so you'd have to go back and put Estee Lauder to CBS. Okay, so you can't go back that way, and everything is in your address book. Instructions still work the same. Insurance reference the same. This would be red if it was mandatory. And your package type is now married to the weight, so to speak. So you will get an email when this actually happens. But again, if you are, I believe that's the website, yeah, if you get that email, you log in, it's after 7 a.m., and you're having a problem, it's probably the browser cache. You can hit F5 on your computer to clear the browser cache and then click login again. That works most of the time. Okay, if it doesn't work, then you back up to here. All right, because we're taking pains to use the same IP addresses, access rules, not policies, so you don't have a problem. But it's very complicated behind the scenes there, what's going on, and your computer might have made some cached changes. So finally, one more time, you would go back to cityexpediter.com, you would relog in, and it should then start over, start fresh, and direct you to the new order page. And these are your created. This is actually order created. You still get one for order picked up, order delivered. Most clients just get either order picked up and delivered, any combination. It's up to you. But we suggest you get the order created page if you want to track it outside of your office. When you're in the office, of course, it's simple to track because it's right here. Okay? You wouldn't, this is going to change. See, these were delivered, these were tests yesterday. Finalized means the orders are done from another day and they're just sitting there until your invoicing date, right? Whether it's weekly, twice a month, monthly. When these are invoiced, they disappear. The orders then appear here. The search feature is still the same. You can search by an order number, by a criteria. Nothing much changed there. It's more or less a facelift. There is some cool stuff, like images are now integrated. So if you tell us leave a package on the porch, the messenger takes a picture of that. And currently we would have to email you that image. Now it's right in your order. So when you would go here to order tracking, there would be an image. See, image is 0. Had we taken a picture, it would say 1. And then there would be a link to view the image. Okay. Matter of fact, I believe that works for, let's close this window. Let's look at something delivered. Yeah, the signature, an image of the signature is here. There are a lot of improvements, but this is just to make sure we have a smooth transition. A more polished professional video will come out showing how it's more robust and how. But we're just now concerned, or I'm now concerned, that it goes smooth. But you will be able to see the actual signature if it's done on the phone. If the person signs just on paper, of course, it won't be here, but it will be here. We're going to try to get people to sign digitally, but we've had no problems with signing, so I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so there's your search field. So thanks for now. A follow-up email will come to you saying that Monday you should see our new interface, and you can refer to this if there's any problem. Of course, call us anytime, night or day. We're always here for you. Have a great day.